HOA Karen's next stunt reached a level of absurdity that even I couldn't have anticipated. She tried to break into my ranch safe. Apparently, she thought that if she could get inside the garage, the next step was to claim my valuables. What she didn't realize was that my safe wasn't just any ordinary safe. It was connected to the FBI's secure tracking network for certain high-value items I stored for collectors and clients. It all started with a frantic phone call from a neighbor. "Karen's at your safe again," they shouted. I grabbed my keys, hopped onto my ATV, and raced toward the garage. The cameras showed her fiddling desperately with the combination pad, mumbling, "I know there's a master key. It has to work." I arrived just as she hit the final wrong code. Instantly, alarms blared, lights flashed, and a digital voice echoed, "Unauthorized access detected. FBI notified." Karen froze in horror, her fingers hovering over the keypad as the sound of approaching sirens grew louder. She had no idea she had just triggered a federal alert. By the time the agents arrived, yes, the FBI itself, Karen was pacing wildly, waving her hands and insisting, "I'm just a concerned HOA member. I wasn't, Her words trailed off as she realized she had walked directly into a situation far beyond her control. I calmly approached, holding the deed to the ranch in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other. "Karen," I said, "you've just tried to access private property and triggered federal security protocols. I suggest you explain yourself politely." The FBI agents looked at me, then at Karen, and nodded politely. Karen sputtered, pointing at the safe. I thought it was community property." One agent gently but firmly explained that attempting to break into my safe was considered a serious federal offense, and that she would be held accountable. Her face went through shades of red, purple, and finally pale gray. She muttered about rules and HOA authority, but the agents weren't buying it. Meanwhile, I couldn't resist adding a little drama of my own. I activated a recording of my voice echoing through the ranch. "Trespassers will be met by legal consequences and possibly a very unhappy bull." Karen jumped, looking around nervously at the distant herd. By the time she was escorted off the property, apologizing, begging, and muttering threats under her breath. My safe remained untouched, the FBI agents reassured, and my ranch's reputation as impenetrable solidified. The cows grazed lazily, seemingly unimpressed by the federal intervention, but fully supportive of my authority. Later, I reviewed the security footage. Karen's frantic attempts, the alarms, her panicked expressions. It was like watching a tragicomic play of arrogance and failure. I saved the footage for posterity, a permanent reminder that HOA rules do not apply to federal protected property, and that trying to access my ranch safe was a mistake with consequences far beyond anything she had ever imagined. That evening, the ranch settled into calm. The sun dipped behind the hills, the wind rustled through the trees, and the cows wandered past the safe as if to remind me that all was well. HOA Karen had tried to overreach once again, and once again she had failed spectacularly. My ranch, my safe, and my dignity remained untouchable.